Hey friends, let me start by saying I love me a good dystopian movie, but The Long Walk, this one doesn't even feel like fiction. With the economy in shambles today, this felt more like a documentary than a drama. So boom, here's the setup. 50 teenage boys, one from each state, are chosen to walk. Just walk until only one is left standing. The winner gets a wish. Sounds simple, right? Of course, it's anything but. Everyone has their reason for volunteering, but let's be real. The chance to get a wish that can change life for all of them is worth it. Now, for a movie that's literally just boys and military members walking down the road, the acting is superb. They had nothing but dialogue to lean on, and they nailed it. There are a few action scenes, boys getting picked off when they fall behind or stop, but it's mostly talking and it really works. I went into this movie expecting to dislike it. I was actually pleasantly surprised. The theme that stood out to me the most was how everyone, boys, the in-person spectators, and even those watching at home, and the soldiers, seemed broken, downtrodden, like literally about to give up, but no one could look away. Not even from death, not even from the hopelessness, except for the boys who had no choice but to keep walking. It reminded me of real life. Things are so expensive right now, and some folks are struggling to stay above water, yet people consume content about suffering like it's entertainment. Maybe it's easier to watch someone else have it worse, or maybe it's too relatable to look away. Either way, this movie was heartbreaking. Despite knowing only one would survive, the boys still got to know and supported each other. They held on to their character. They couldn't stop to sleep, couldn't stop to use the bathroom. They even had to eat while walking. The wildest scene, sorry if this is TMI, but it was literally the wildest scene in the movie. Like, this boy had diarrhea while he was walking, and it really shows how disgusting people can be, because the soldiers, they just kept marching. No emotions, no questions, just weapons and orders. And yeah, like, it was kind of crazy, because when the boy just couldn't take it anymore, he had to stop. You already know, like, they literally just put him down like he was a dog. It's not just about the military though. I am a prior service member, so I'm not targeting the military at all. I'm honestly speaking about anyone who just blindly follows orders. I get it. It's very hard to be the one who stands up, but sometimes questioning the system is the first step to change. You never know, you just might find others that agree. This movie is a reminder of what happens when people choose uniformity and someone governing them instead of individuality and community. Even in the bleakest of situations, most of the boys chose to band together and support each other and help each other get as close to the finish line as they could, even though this was a competition. Pete was my favorite character. He had heart. He was optimistic. He believed every moment mattered. He saw beauty in the world, even in the middle of this nightmare. He even had the sense to know that the spectators had been conditioned to the same depravity as the boys subject to the walk. He made the movie for me because he was the light at the end of the tunnel. He was the most genuine of all the boys. If these boys had met in a different setting, Pete could have led them toward change. But of course, he had the most trauma. Even in this dystopia, he had it worse. And yet he chose sunshine, even though it wasn't easy for him. He knew he had to spread the light. When everyone else was limping and struggling to walk, he had a stride about him. He looked like he was walking to the store or taking a stroll, not like he'd walked hundreds of miles. When Collie stood up to the soldiers and the boys didn't join him, I realized something. This movie shines a light on one of the ugliest truths. Society is okay with forcing children to grow up. These boys were teens, but close enough to quote unquote grown that no one cared, that they were walking to their deaths, that they're forcing back feelings of grief, depression, etc. Watching these other boys drop like flies, with one boy going so far as to hurt himself because he couldn't handle the weight of rejection after making a horrible choice. That's real life. Kids today carry heavy emotions alone. Social media, trauma, neglect is all too much. Some parents are too busy being their child's friends, using them for clout on social media, or just wrapped up in their own lives. It's very telling that out of all the states that they walked through, only one parent showed up. Just one. I know it would be hard to see your child go through that, But imagine how the child would feel. Maybe that could have given the child hope. Granted, there could be more reasons that it didn't happen, like maybe they couldn't afford to come since this is a dystopian time period. So I get that. I do take that into consideration. But like, I mean, they walked through mad states, so other parents could have showed up. I don't know. But I can't front. I cried for the last 30 minutes of this movie. I watched it with a weight in my chest. Like, it was hard to swallow, for real. The Long Walk is disturbing, emotional, and deeply reflective of the world we live in. If you want a movie that'll make you think and feel, watch The Long Walk. But be ready, it's heavy. And if this review hit home for you, friends, do me a favor, like this video, comment below. What would you do if you were one of the boys? Share this with someone who needs to see it, and don't forget to subscribe or follow if this is on my TikTok for more honest, emotional reviews like this one. Let's keep the conversation going because sometimes movies aren't just entertainment, they're a mirror. Bye, friends.